and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Eugene. My name is Maggie Covarrubias, and I'm honored to lead this meditation. We've had a lot of water lately. I think we wanted that for quite a while. We wanted that rain, that snow, that blessing of water. And I was reading a poem by John O'Donohue from his book, To Bless the Space Between Us. And that's what I think we're going to use for this meditation. So, I invite you, whether you are watching us online or whether you're here in this sanctuary, let's just settle in. Feel the chair that's holding you. And know, beneath that chair, the ground, the earth is holding you lovingly. And take a deep breath. Let it out. Let's just release all the busyness of the week. Let's release any random thoughts. And take one more deep breath. And join me in this time of meditation, this time of reflection. Let us bless the grace of water. The imagination of the primeval ocean, where the first forms of life stirred and emerged to dress the vacant earth with warm quilts of color. Let us bless the grace of water. The well whose liquid root worked through the long night of clay, trusting ahead of itself openings that would yet yield to its yearning, until at last it arises in the desire of light to discover the pure quiver of itself, flowing crystal clear and free through delighted emptiness. Let us bless the grace of water. courage of a river, to continue belief in the slow fall of ground, always falling farther toward the unseen ocean. Let us bless the courage of water. The river does what words would love, keeping its appearance by insisting on disappearance. Its only life surrendered to the event of pilgrimage, carrying the origin to the end, seldom pushing or straining, keeping itself to itself, everywhere, all along its flow, all at one with sinuous mind, an utter rhythm, never awkward. It continues to swirl through all unlikeness with elegance. Let us bless the grace of water. let us bless the humility of water, always willing to take the shape of whatever otherness holds it. The innocence of water, flowing forth without thought of what awaits it. The refreshment of water, dissolving the crystals of thirst. Water, voice of grief, cry of love in the flowing tear. Water, vehicle and idiom of all the inner voyaging that keeps us alive. Blessed be water, our first mother. Divine love, divine light, divine life, and divine water. God's love, Spirit's love, like water, flows in, rejuvenating the dry spaces, filling all of life, renewing and refreshing our spirits. I know right here, right now, that divine water blesses each and every one of us in love and in healing. And so it is.
Good morning, everyone. Are we?
Thank you.
Got to ask the maestro upstairs if we are live. We are live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living in Eugene, where we are springing forward with a spring in our step this morning, and we hope you'll sing with us.
And this is...
Sister V.
And I'm Reverend Linda.
And I'm Radiant.
And I'm Kevin.
Woo! And we are grateful members of your Joy Notes song leading team. If you are willing and able, please rise and sing some songs with us.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Every day, I'm gonna let it shine. Each and every day, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
All around the world.
All around the world.
Give yourselves a hand and turn and say hello to your neighbor. Yeah. That's what I'm supposed to say, right?
Yep, you did great.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said that.
Good morning. We all doing great up here.
Everybody's doing great.
Yeah, you feel that? Y'all feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm zinging. Donna, you should have came up here with us. You totally would be feeling the zinging.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feeling the spirit this morning. I'm feeling it beating inside my heart. As we come back together, if you have a mobile device, I invite you to silence it now. Nice to see some new faces in the house today, this morning. Still springing forward. This song is called There Is Only One of Us.
There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. And if you'll turn and sing it to your neighbor. There is only one of us. Look him in the eye. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Eugene. If you're new or visiting with us today, if you would, please get in contact with us. Fill out a blue sheet. We're online. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Get to know us better. Come be with us. Right now, I'm going to read the Declaration of Principles. We're on our number 11, Personal Power. Personal power. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. That's good stuff. Let me read it again. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. This mind. That's good. And right now, I'd like to join with us in singing We Are One, following with practitioner of the day, Maggie Covarrubias, will lead us in affirmative prayer and set the tone for today's service.
We are one. I know right here, right now, as we gather together with these loving souls in this sacred place, that there is a power of love and light and life that surrounds me, that embraces me. A power that vibrates in every cell of my being, in every living, blessed being. This power, this presence is God. I am one with God, with Spirit, with the divine. And I know as we gather here to celebrate that unity, that love, that light, that this service blesses each and every person, whether they are watching online or whether they're here in this loving space. And as I recognize this unity, this oneness, this love, this light, I allow myself to see myself as God sees me and knows me, perfect, whole, and complete, ready to receive this loving talk, ready to celebrate with this beautiful music, ready to make loving, deeper connections with this community. I know there are no accidents in this life, that we are drawn together in love and light. We share that as part of the greater humanity, as part of God's Spirit and love and light. And so I know that we're all here for a purpose today, that we're all gathered together as we're meant to be, that blessings abound from this service, that our love deepens, that we all find joy and love and life in this time together. I'm so grateful for this community, for this love and this life and this light that we share. And I bless the service. I bless those that prepared the service and those who are watching the service. I know that all is well. Spirit is here. And I release these words to divine mind, knowing as I do that all is perfection. And I affirm it by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Maggie. I'd like to thank each and one of you for being here in your seat today. I don't know if you can feel it, but it's tangible in here today. It's really, we got it going on, in other words. We have holding high watch today is Reverend Trish Mackey. I'd like to thank her for that. Also, we need to read our affirmations. Forgot the affirmation. Sorry about that. Our March affirmation, knowing, I'm going to read it first and then we'll repeat it together. Knowing I have gifts unlike anyone else, I bring all of me to this life. I have the courage to shine my light. I am worthy. I am loved, and I am enough. You say it with me. Knowing I have gifts unlike anyone else, I bring all of this to this life. I have the courage to shine my light. I am worthy. I am loved. I am enough. That's good stuff. Okay, thanks again, Trish. Today's message by Reverend Linda is Dropping the Mass and Bushels. And today's music is the house band featuring Matt Treader, Mo Schneider, Paul Worster, and Marty Weisbach. Thank you, guys.
That was beautiful. Mo Betta Blues. Yeah. So we enter a time into our service where we open up to the divine and all it has to bring today through Reverend Linda's message and through the music. And we will start that by singing I'm Opening softly and warmly.
I am opening. Like a tightly held leaf bud on a tree. Like the blossom of a flower. Like my eyes in the morning. I am opening. To the light of day, to the light of who I am, to the truth of my oneness with all that is. That leaf bud, that blossom, my very own eyes are all connected, are all part of one indivisible whole that is life, that is spirit, that is good.
Grateful to know that Spirit in me, as me, is me. I let go. I let life live itself in me. And so it is. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, production room, for all you do to make all this possible. And thank you for being here, whether you're here live Sunday morning, whether you're listening online now or at some other time, whether you are new to us, or whether you have returned after a long time in Ashland. Not going to name any names here, but oh, I am enjoying this year's theme. I am enjoying this year's overarching idea of living out loud, of being who I came here to be, of expressing who I am, fully expressing that. When we can fully express who we are and who we've come here to be, we are living out loud. We are exemplifying what it is we believe, what it is we think, what it is we say. We become the practitioners of a teaching, not licensed, but everyone who practices a teaching is a practitioner of that teaching. And as someone said years ago about the Bible, may you be the only science mind textbook that someone ever reads. You have to be, we have to be the living example of this teaching so people will look at us and go, wow, that's really good. That really feels right. I want to be more like that. This month, the theme is cultivating authenticity. Cultivating because it's springtime, it's March. Well, it's not springtime for 8 more days, but it's springtime. Seriously, it's going to be 55 today. Yes! Whoever thought I would be thrilled that it got up to 55? But cultivating is the time we do. When I lived in California, this was the time we would start the garden. This was the time we would begin tilling the ground. This would be the time we would have all our seeds ordered and ready to go. We would be starting our little indoor cups. This was the time to stir things up or to cultivate, as it were, our garden. And so right here and right now, we're being asked to cultivate our authenticity, who we really are, to dig up, to care for, to nurture, and to plant who we are in the world. Being real. Authenticity is being real. Stepping into all areas of our life in total integrity and authentically. Wherever I go, can I be who I am and not what someone else thinks I ought to be? I don't want to say I take great pride, but I guess, I take great pride in one of the wonderful teachers in our organization is Jim Lockard, who is just a beautiful soul and a wonderful person. And he was part of the integration committee that brought the two organizations together some 12, 13 years ago when he was doing all of his work there. But he came here one time and with his wife, and they spoke. And what I'm proud of is that he called me WYSIWYG, which those of you who've been around computers for a long time, when we switched from digital computers to ones where the printer actually gave you a picture of what was there. It was called What You See Is What You Get, WYSIWYG. And essentially, I'm sorry. As a child, it became too complicated to try to remember who I'm supposed to be, what with which person. And so it just was a whole lot easier to be me. And I like the idea of authenticity. I like the idea of I drove, when I was working at an employment agency at one time, and the owner had a friend who was this wheeler dealer from San Francisco, from the Bay Area, and he was a big guy, and he knew how to read people. Remember when reading people was the thing you were supposed to do? And I drove him crazy because he couldn't read me, because I was real. He didn't know what to do with who I was, because I was who I am. He didn't know how to play it, how to work it, because I was too authentic for him, I guess. I don't know. And I know it's not good to be proud. I'm rather proud of that moment when I drove Dave the Reader crazy. But Brene Brown, I shared this last week, but I want to share it again this week because I really like her work. I like what she says. And there have been some good quotes in this month's outlines about what we could do. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and being who we are, embracing who we are, loving who we are, knowing that who I am, as the affirmation says, is enough. I think before the month is over, we'll probably bring out an old song that I got from Nadine Rogers years and years ago, and it's basically the line, the song is, I am enough. And it's just beautiful ways of singing, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough now, I am enough. And that's just a wonderful mantra, a wonderful chant to bring us back to who we are and to remind us that wherever we are and whatever we're doing, we are enough. I think it was Deepak Chopra, I'm trying to remember, but our best, it's Don Miguel Ruiz. It's always do your best, and your best is different every moment of every day. I can't be the best that I was at 18. I can't be the best I'm going to be at 92. I can't be the best at whatever. The best I am now. That's the only best I can hold myself to. In this moment, am I doing the best I can? I can't compare it even to myself at another time or another date, because my sleeping habits were different, my health was different, everything else was different. My best today may be 10 times better than my best yesterday. I don't know. But if I'm doing my best in this moment without comparing myself, it's much more easier for me to be authentic. The interfaith clergy in this town have a wonderful group that gets together once a month, and Friday was our March meeting, and we met at the Episcopal Church way out on Hilliard, Church of the Redeemer, which sounds very, very, but it's really, really a highly progressive church, and Birch Rambo is an amazing minister there. And anyway, we were all sitting around. There were 8 or 9 of us sitting around the tables. And we have come, especially post-COVID, to really embrace and love that time together, that monthly time with peers, where we can be vulnerable and authentic as leaders with one another. Where we don't have to hold a role of leadership, where we can simply say, wow, I had a really tough time with this, oh, I had somebody who did that. And it's a safe space to share our needs and our fears. And we got to discussing the real need It's a biblical need, it's a psychological need, it's a need that is expressed everywhere. We need to fit in. We need to belong. We need to have a tribe. We need to have a connection with people who are somewhat like us so that we can feel safe to be who we are in front of them, with them, around them. And I find it, and that's what church is called, what the main part of a spiritual church is called a sanctuary, which means it's supposed to be safe. When I'm here, I can be me. I can be all of who I am, warts and all. I can bring my imperfections, and you will love me, and I will love you in your imperfections. We don't have to all be the beloved Carol Mapp, and I'm thinking of her because Kathy Day and I went to lunch at Johnny Ocean's, and that was one of Carol's favorite places to eat. And she was a practitioner here for years and years and years, and she was board practitioner for years and years and years before she passed. And she used to say, we're not like-minded people, we're like-hearted people. I want to be in a place with like-hearted people. And that's, I think, what we're seeking. Because we can disagree on how things need to get done if we have the same set of values, if we have the same set of compassion and love and feelings for one another. And so to be real, to fit in, we need to find a group of people who care and are as compassionate as we are and as we're willing to be. And then we also need to ultimately be compassionate with the one person we find it hardest to really be compassionate with, and that's the person standing in the mirror. We have the hardest time being compassionate with that person. And that's the person that requires the most love from us. That's the person who can change our life. That's the person with all the power. So this week we're talking about masks and dropping them. Getting rid of the bushels. There's a line in Scripture that says you don't hide your light under a bushel. You don't light a candle and then put a cover over it so that no one can see it. And that's why we picked the song this week, This Little Light of Mine. We want to let our light shine. We don't want to cover it up. We don't want to hide it. We don't want to change it into something. We think that masks protect us. We're kind of taught as young kids, especially in school with our classmates who can be ruthless. We think that they're protecting us, but they're actually giving away our power. When I am covering up myself with a mask of self-protection, I am saying I don't have power. I am saying you are stronger than I am, and I don't have any way of being here. So we need to drop the masks. We need to let go of the masks and allow ourselves to be vulnerable. At the interfaith meeting, that was what we were talking about, was how vulnerable all of us really were that day. And it wasn't planned, it was just a check-in, and then one person opened up about something, and then someone went a little deeper, and by the time it got around the table, we had tears. And we were loving one another and caring for one another and asking for what we needed. Being vulnerable gives other people permission to be vulnerable too. Our vulnerability doesn't harm us, it creates a safe space for everyone around us to be vulnerable. Brene Brown again. True belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. Vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. It is the source of hope, empathy, and accountability, and authenticity. Lots of qualities there that we want to take care of. If we want greater clarity in our purpose, or deeper and more meaningful spiritual lives, vulnerability is the path. Vulnerability, dropping the mask, taking off the bushel. That is our means of creating a more meaningful, richer, deeper spiritual life. To be as real as those little children who want to play, who are being very real right now. And that's okay, because that's what children are. They're lively with energy. I would give my eye teeth to have that much energy again. I'm like, yes, could I please, some of that more, please. So when we wear a mask, when we hide our light under a bushel or a basket, it isn't protecting us. It's making us smaller. It's diminishing us. It's stopping us from being who we came here to be. Each of us has a role. We incarnated to a purpose. We incarnated to be someone who had the gifts that we and only we have, to give in the way that we and only we can give. Think about the number of guitar players in the world. And every one of them has a different style. Every one of them brings a different something. You know, when Paul is riffing, I can tell when he's being Paul and when he's being Westminster. You know, when he's being different people. There's different styles. There's specific ways that people do what they do. So don't think, well, everybody else plays guitar, so I shouldn't be playing guitar. No, play guitar the way you came here, or play saxophone, or play piano, or play whatever it is. Sing the way you sing. Write the way you write. Cook the way you cook. Read the way you read. I've seen, there's actually, I mean, people are so needy to make other people wrong. I've literally seen debates that if you listen to an audio book, you didn't really read the book. There's words, I heard them, I understand this, you know, but this is our need for people to do what we do the way we do it. There's a wonderful graphic about the mountain, and there are myriad pathways up the mountain, and everybody is on the path they need to take, and the only way you are wrong is if you are running around telling other people to come over to your path. It's not your path. Your path is your path. Their path is their path. If they intersect or cross or bisect at some point and then spread off again, that's okay. But we're all doing our own way of doing things, and we all came here specifically. Dale came here to be Dale. V came here to be V. I came here to be Linda with an I. And these are who we are. And there's a wonderful. Well, first I want to go back one quick line from last week, because it's the idea of being the spirit that God knit us together in our mother's womb. The idea that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are more than anything we think we are, or anything anyone else thinks we are. No matter how great I might convince myself that I am becoming, I am that much of who I can be. There is so much more. And that's not to beat myself up in any way, shape, or form. It's just to say there is no cap on the good that I can grow into. There is no limit to the capacity of myself to grow. Now, there's a story of a dying rabbi, Rabbi Simon. And he was coming to the very end of his days, and he was so worried. And he called in another rabbi friend, and he said, I am concerned because I know when I meet my Maker, he is going to be asking me why I was not more like Moses. And his friend laughed, and he said, oh, Rabbi Simon, no, 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 no. He's going to ask you why you weren't more like Simon. Why weren't you who you came here to be? Why did you spend your life trying to be all these other people, doing all these other things? Could you just be you and make that okay? There are so many ways we hide ourselves. We convince ourselves that it would be kinder to not say something that's the truth. But we can tell the truth kindly. We don't have to be mean-spirited and angry when we tell the truth. We can tell the truth very gently and lovingly. We try to convince ourselves that no one would understand if I said what I'm going to say. When in reality, someone is waiting for exactly what it is that you were going to say. And if you don't say it, they never receive it. Life is a conundrum. No matter what we do, we find ways to judge ourselves and make ourselves wrong and make the world awkward. And what we have to get hold of is that is the nature of humanity. It is messy. It is bumpy. It is difficult. It is awkward. It is a paradox. It is totally this and it is totally that. And everything in between. I love the Grateful Dead's Shades of Gray. Everything is just simply a shade of gray. There is no, everything is on a spectrum. Everything is on a spectrum of one degree or another. I am not totally this, I am not totally that. There are things in my life where I stand here. There are things in my life where I stand there. There are things in my life where I am really, really, really Virgo to the picky boy. When it comes to my finances and my books and things, I am so organized and so clear, and I reconcile my checking account every month, and I know to the penny what's going on. And if you've been in my office, you know how I am with clutter. So I can be this and that. We can all be this and that. Let's get away from giving ourselves labels as being any one thing. We're a certain way with some things, and we're a certain way with other things. And that's what being human is all about. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that's what we're here for. So my close today is simply a reminder that if we want to be a sanctuary, if we want to be a safe place for everyone to be who they are, we need to be open to everyone's history. We need to be open to everyone's identity. We need to be open to who everyone is. There is so much going on in the world with trying to make certain things that have nothing to do with lifestyle, but are how we're fearfully and wonderfully put together by God. They're trying to make these things illegal. I want us to not be against, but to imagine a world where that never happens, where everyone, no matter who they are, where they are, what they came from, how they dress, whatever, has to worry about being safe, has to worry about being against the law, be told that their love is illegal. That's not who we are. That's not who we came here to be. And so when I want to make it safe for everyone to drop their masks and bushels, to come out of the closet, as it were, as whoever they are. And I want us to check in with ourselves of where am I a little nervous about some of these things? And how do I become more open and loving and accepting? Because when I'm in my lane, when I'm on my path, the other's path has no bearing in my life. I be me, you be you, we be we. It's all good, you know. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for being open to the idea of cultivating authenticity, of daring to be who you came here to be, of daring to play the way you came here to play, to laugh the way you came here to laugh, to love the way you came here to love, to live the way you came here to live. Authentic, real, abundant, fearfully and wonderfully made. And I will now call up our practitioner of the day, Maggie Covarrubias, who will bless the offering. And then we have a really, if you thought the first song was good, you haven't heard anything yet, because these guys have got another song for us. No pressure.
So, Reverend Linda talked a little bit about spring. My husband and I are having discussions about our garden right now. A little bit of a debate about what we're going to plant. And when I think of offerings, I think that we're planting a seed. We're planting a seed for this lovely community, for the programs that get supported, for keeping the lights on, and for growing a community where everyone belongs, everyone feels safe. So as we have our blessings, our offerings to give today, I know that the seeds that we plant today create a beautiful garden, expand our community, expand our love and understanding and compassion into the community. And I know as I plant this seed, as I give this offering, that it blesses this community, blesses the world around us, and comes back and creates a beautiful garden for me as well. I'm grateful for this community, and I know that these seeds we plant are beautiful blessings that abound, and so it is.
Epiphany that I want to share with some folks. I see some people new in the room today. In Science of Mind, we teach that words matter. So in this song, when we give thanks with our offering. So we're giving our thanks when we put it into the basket. So if it's your first time here, give if you feel called. There's no expectation.
Everything in this world goes around, flowing with abundance and knows no bounds. Giving and receiving, we circulate the love with gratitude and knowing there's always enough. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything.
And so it is. And now we are so blessed because we have another song by the house band. Give it up.
See, I told you. I told you, and I told you, and I told you, and you don't listen to me. Okay, so announcements. Okay, I can't do this. My new phone, my wonderfully classy new phone, does not have a way to stick earphones in it so you don't hear it, no matter how low you turn the volume, you still hear the voices. I'm being real with you now, folks. I can still hear the voices. So, Men's Coffee is Tuesdays at 10 at 5th Street Market. They had 7 people there this last week. That's awesome. We love when the guys get together and share, like-hearted people, like we were talking about. Wednesday evening, the gathering Wednesday evening is beautiful. It's a circle. It is people coming together to sing, to pray, to chant, to share ideas, to do. What happened?
Oh, I was doing Jerry, I was also playing.
Oh, or whatever, you know. So we have, it's a beautiful time. Please show up on Wednesday evenings. This Saturday, this coming Saturday, is 3rd Saturday, and Kathy Day and Lori Stern are both here. And there's going to be, this is not the bring your own lunch day, though, right?
It's the Zoom call.
It's the Zoom call thing. So I did the slides. I put the wrong slide up. It's the Zoom call meeting, and that's at 10:30 in the morning? Okay, so 10:30 in the morning, there will be a Zoom call for all the women. So you're saying, oh, I didn't get together with the guys on Monday. Well, you can do this on Wednesday, so you've got something. The warm cloth drive, I think, is slowly coming to a halt because we got to 55 degrees. But if you still have some stuff you wanted to donate, you can bring them because Kathy can take them one last load, if not, but that's ending. Anniversary banquet, Kathy Day has been working, or Kathy Kluppinger has been working with the caterers, and we are pretty much all got stuff, everything put together. We're locked in for May 19th. We've got a really good dinner and some great music and some great speakers, and it's $50 a ticket to celebrate our new beginning. And so if you haven't got your ticket yet, we can take payments. If you need to make $25 this month and $25 next month, that's okay too. We're good with anything. We want to be flexible because we want as many people as possible to be there, and we can only do 50. So the first 50 people are kind of it. That's where we are. St. Benedict's, June 2nd through the 4th, is where we're going for the annual retreat. Christy Snow and Jack Fowler are going to be facilitating that. We have, I think, 5 more couples rooms left. So if you're a couple and you're thinking about going, you might want to get your reservation in for that. It's going to be a fabulous, fabulous time, and it will be warm on the river. I have. In June, we are predicting no snow in June, so it should be nice. And there is early bird pricing until the 15th of April. And so when you go to register, it says payment options, hit the little arrow, and that drops down a menu of all the payments. You don't have to just take the one that's up front. Today was to be the day that we were going to do Love and Stitches. Are we doing Love and Stitches, do you know? No, we're not doing Love and Stitches, but there is going to be rock painting. So if those of you who really want to do some crafts and want to do some rock painting, Jan has that going on in the social hall. There are many opportunities to serve. Joy Notes is still, Linda Lundry is still seeking members for the Joy Notes. And Radiant is coming up here to say something.
Just a second. Anyone who's interested on serving on a committee to get the retreat started, if you could just meet with me for a few minutes after service so we can get a thing set up to, to get this. We're going to have a great retreat. So if you want to be a part of a committee that makes that happen, please just see me after service.
And that will be coming up a little early to do greeting, to get people registered, to help people find their rooms, things like that, to decorate and make the place a little more, put up some flowers and things. So it's not heavy-duty work, and it won't involve you missing any of the retreat itself by being on the team. And we could use people to work with youth. And I want to, it's Justin, right? I want to welcome you and your two kids back, or welcome you back, and nice to meet your two kids. And they were absolutely wonderfully behaved today. Thank you so much. But we would love to have an opportunity for them to have a place to play. And so if we've got people who are willing to do one Sunday a month of childcare or youth development, please let us know that. And I think, Sarjay Haynes' photos or pictures are still up in the sanctuary. And Ellen is working on getting another, we're working on artists and getting, and everybody please say keep Ellen in your prayers, and no financial grace for her. She had a little accident in her car, and it either is going to have to be repaired or replaced. And so let's just know prosperity and an easy flow and good times for Ellen with that. There we go. And so it's time for the practitioner of the day to do you've already blessed the offering. Tell us about practitioners and what we do.
Oh, well, speaking of more good things, we have a group of practitioners here that are really happy and blessed to be of service. And one of the things we do that we offer is a miracle minute after service. So if there is something that's kind of heavy on your heart that you'd like to have prayer for, or if there's some amazing, joyous, wondrous abundance going on and you want more, we're here to serve. And we're very grateful and happy to pray with you, knowing that all is perfect in your life and whole and complete. So I would like to ask the practitioners to stand and introduce themselves. Start with Reverend Linda.
Kathy Day. Reverend Trish.
Reverend Linda Lunderstar.
Reverend Donna Starr. Brady Gaines.
We are here to serve you and know the highest and best for you. And now I believe we're at our closing song.
If you choose, please repeat after me. God is all there is.
God is all there is.
And that's me.
And that's me.
And so it is.